Guys, so there's some crazy news that has... I don't know what to make of this news. Crazy news. Floyd Mayweather will be taking on Logan Paul February 20th. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I thought we had seen it all in boxing, but now we're getting one of the greatest fighters of all time, who claims to be the greatest fighter ever, to take on a YouTuber. Bizarre. Logan Paul's obviously a YouTuber, a very famous YouTuber. He's got millions and millions of subscribers. Yeah, he's a very wealthy guy as well. He's got several businesses. He's been boxing of late. As we know, he fought KSI, lost against another fellow YouTuber who's also very famous and well known around the world. And Logan Paul lost that fight. His brother Jake Paul's also a YouTuber that fights. Probably the better out of the two, and probably takes his boxing very seriously. We saw last week that Jake Paul knocked out a guy called Nate Robinson, who was a NBA player, and knocked him out cold. And some people are saying that Floyd Mayweather wants to get revenge on the Pauls. That's why he's announcing this fight because of what happened to Nate Robinson. But to me, this is just bizarre. I don't know what to make of this, but you know what? As a fight fan and a boxing fan and a hardcore boxing fan, obviously a lot of people are going to be like, what is it? What is this, some kind of joke? It is a joke. Let's be honest, it is a joke. One of the greatest fighters of all time taking on a YouTuber. But again, when you look at it financially, it's going to make a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of people. We're all saying it's crap, and all of the hardcore fans are going to say this is terrible, this is this is that. We're all going to tune in. And Floyd and Logan and Paul, and they all know that. Logan Paul has a huge audience that has no interest in boxing that are going to tune in. And Floyd Mayweather is obviously, everybody knows Floyd Mayweather. And Logan Paul's fans, his subscribers on YouTube and his followers around the world, are going to tune in for this. And he's probably got more fans and followers and people that know who he is than Floyd Mayweather on social media. Yeah, because it's Floyd Mayweather, the boxing community is going to tune in. A lot of the boxing community will tune in to see it. But for Logan Paul has he'll have a lot more followers and following that are going to tune in to see that fight. This is going to do huge numbers. Huge numbers. It will do crazy numbers because Logan Paul is a huge star. Huge star. And as we know when KSI fought Logan Paul, that fight did crazy numbers because of the fact that, how big a star KSI and Logan Paul were. And this is going to do crazy numbers. It's going to make crazy amount of money. And the thing is, you know what? The thing is about boxing, you know what the problem is with boxing? A lot of politics in boxing. And even the big fights that we think are big fights, they're not making that much money for the broadcasters. And there's going to be a lot of broadcasters that pick this up. Even though people may say it's wrong, the reason why the broadcasters and promoters are not turning the people that are involved are going to be bigging up this fight. Tell you why? Because they know there's a lot of money to be made. The broadcasters know there's a lot of money to be made. That's why they're not going to be knocking it. But if you're not directly involved in it, you're going to knock it. If you're a promoter and you're not directly involved in Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, you're going to slam it. You're going to say it's ridiculous, it's crazy, it's slanderous. You're going to say all the bad things about it. But if you're directly involved, you're going to be bigging it up because you know you're going to make a shed load of money. And the problem is in boxing right now, the big fights aren't making that much money for the broadcasters. They're not making huge amounts of money. Like, just imagine if Crawford fought Spence. With the amount of money that both guys would want for that fight, believe it or not, the broadcasters aren't going to be making crazy amounts of profits from that fight. We know that Fury and Wilder, the broadcasters may have made a loss. So this is what I'm trying to say to you, that these big fights that we think are big fights aren't making the kind of money that a fight between Mayweather and Logan Paul will potentially make. Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather will make stupid money. That may be Floyd Mayweather's highest payday. No joke. It may be Floyd Mayweather's highest payday. he's going to make that much money. Because there's going to be a lot of eyeballs. There's going to be a lot of people tuning in. Not even boxing fans, but casuals that have never seen boxing may tune in for that. And that's why this fight's happening, because it's all about business. Now, some people think it's a mockery. Some people think it's a joke. Some people think it's disgraceful. But at the end of the day, as they say, if it makes money, it makes sense. And this makes a lot of money. This makes a lot of money. Listen, Floyd Mayweather's not going to come back to fight a legitimate boxer anymore. He's done. He's retired. He's already said that. I'm not going to come back anymore to fight a proper boxer. He said that. So you're not going to get that with Mayweather anymore. But I wouldn't be surprised if he has more exhibition fights. He was probably going to have an exhibition fight this year. But because of the fact that the COVID hit, he probably thought, let me wait. And then he waited to 2021. Because let's be honest, Floyd Mayweather could fight exhibition fights for the next 10 years. You know, he could fight till 53, 54, 55. Because these guys are no threat to him. Even when he gets to 60, he could still beat Logan Paul. They're no threat. You know, so Mayweather could keep milking it for the next decade like this. Just fighting, you know, YouTubers. And to be honest, a lot of people say, oh, this is ruining Mayweather's legacy. And it's not really, because Mayweather's boxing legacy is secure. He's done what he's had to do. What he wants to do after that, and what he wants to do in terms of making money, you know, doing these side shows on the side, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because he's already given the box. He's already paid the dues. He's already had a great career, you know. So I kind of feel, yeah, it's a bit of a farce, but at the same time, Mayweather's had a great career. He's given us the big fights. So the fact that he wants to take on Logan Paul, I don't really have any problem with it. It's kind of one of them where if you don't really agree with it, just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. A lot of people don't agree with something and then they'll still watch it. Like, I'm not saying I agree with it or I think it's good, but I think there's more eyes on the sport. There's more eyes, but the problem is when people say there's more eyes on the sport, a lot of those people are just tuning in for that particular fight. Then they're never going to watch boxing fights again. They're just watching because somebody they follow or they love or they support is fighting. And after that, they're not going to be interested in boxing. They probably don't even know who any boxers are. They're just interested because Logan Paul's fighting. You know, how many of Logan Paul's fans that are going to tune in to watch this that are probably never going to watch boxing or not even interested in boxing? But whatever Logan Paul does, they watch him and they support him. But that's just the fan base that Logan Paul has, you know. Floyd Mayweather's fans are boxing fans. A lot of the fans that he would have, they watch boxing. They're boxing fans. So, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. I just think it is a bit of a farce. But I think, you know, Mayweather's going to make a shed load of money. Logan Paul's going to make a shed load of money. They're clever. They know what they're doing. And good luck to both guys. Good luck to both guys. I do think from a health point of view, I think it's a bit crazy. I think it's a bit crazy, to be honest with you, because you're having a professional boxer going in with a non-fighter, really. You know, Logan Paul may have been training hard and he may have worked on his game. He may have improved and stuff, but at the end of the day, he's not a boxer. You know, he's a grown man, right? He's a grown man. He's not going to learn boxing in 2-3 years. You know, he's not going to learn boxing in 2-3 years. You know, he's not even a British level fighter. He's not even a British level. Is he a Southern area level? He's not even, I don't even think he's that. I saw him. He looked, again, he didn't even look great against KSI. He looked stiff. He looked slow. You know, he didn't look great. I'll be honest with you, he didn't look great against, KSI. I thought he would beat KSI, you know, but he didn't look great, to be honest with you. Yeah, he was big and strong and he's muscular. Yeah, I'll give him that. But that's not, you know, it's not a competitive fight. Just put it this way. It's not a competitive fight. It's an event. That's how you need to look at something like that. It's more of it's more of an event. It's not a fight. It's not a sporting event. It's an event. It's not a sport. Like Mayweather McGregor was like that. It wasn't really a sporting event because you knew who was going to win the fight. It's more of an event. It's more of everything that comes with it. So Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather, it's not the fact that it's a sporting event. It's an event. It's like a showbiz, showbiz kind of fight where, entertainment, the press conferences and all of that will probably be entertaining. But it's not really a sporting event. It's an event. It's a show, and I think that's how we should look at this, like a show, like a event, rather than a sporting event, because it's not competitive. It's not two guys on the same level, or two boxers. It's it's a boxer versus a non-boxer. So it's not really a sporting event. It's basically like me going onto a golf course and fight and having having a bit of training in golf, and then going on and playing against Tiger Woods because I'm a famous YouTuber, just say, or going into a football, going into a 1-to-1 or a tennis match with Federer or something because it wouldn't happen in any other sport. Think about it. Imagine, right, getting a bit of training and then going onto the tennis court with Federer, or on any other sport. It just wouldn't work. Even golf, for example, or any sport, it just would look funny. But boxing and fighting is one of those things, because it's not just but with boxing, it's not just about what happens in the ring, it's outside as well. So that's what I mean by show business. It's the stuff that goes on outside the ring, where it's a show business, the event where they're going to sell the fight, where people are going to tune in. There's going to be more eyeballs on the press conferences than there will be in majority big fights that we have in boxing. More people are going to tune in to see a press conference. I'm not even talking about them tuning in to see the actual fight. I'm talking about more people are going to be tuning in to see the press conference of Logan Paul Mayweather than big fights that we have in boxing. That's how big this is. And that's how crazy it is. But that's just the way showbiz is, and boxing is, to be honest with you. Let me know what you make of it, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of you that are going to not be happy. But leave your thoughts, guys. Make sure to like the video, make sure to share the video, and guys, remember to tune in to my next video that I'll be doing tomorrow. Peace.